Testing, testing. We are live. Live. I like the lighting here so much better. All right. So I am responding to Boogie OG 100. Yes, Boogie OG 100. I think it was like 2 weeks ago they responded to one of the videos. It was actually a good response, and I appreciate it. But I also wanted to add to it and dig a little harder, dig a little deeper. This video is about the many contradictions in the Bible, and this is a piggyback on the last video that talked about how to interpret the Bible. A lot of the Bible is a golden age, non-theistic text created by a non-theistic golden age culture, and the design of the Bible is such that it awakens divine within human and allows those special chosen people that come here to reactivate a golden age. That's the point of view of geopolitical Christianity, of apex Christianity. And it's a point of view, a perspective that if you share, this will serve you. If it doesn't serve you, or if this is not something you share, then you should go somewhere else. Because I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to like try and convince you otherwise. If you say, the kindergarten phrase of Jesus is Lord and He's the only way, and read the Bible literally, I'm just going to agree with you 100% and say you're absolutely right from your perspective. I have no argument. So, but anyway, Boogie had a good point, and I appreciate it, and I did respond. So I'll just share with what he said, or she said, or they said, or whatever. Boogie OG 100 says, in Hebrew, Nachash most commonly translates to serpent or snake. It's a widely recognized term in biblical cultural contexts, often associated with the image of the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Beyond its literal meaning, Nachash can also be interpreted as a symbol of cunning, deception, or even a representation of a person known for their sharp wit or intelligence. And this is, thank you for that. I wanted to, and then my response is a little more biting, but it's a good response. I said, partially correct. So why was the serpent in the wilderness? Because I want to challenge these things, because I noticed that and this person may not be Christian, they may just be a biblical scholar or whatever. But I noticed with biblical scholarship, pardon me, there is there's a trepidation around interpretation. Bible scholars, Bible people, Bible readers, all that stuff, they're afraid to go deep. They're afraid to look at things the way that ancient people saw them and just call it what it is. And so in today's video, we're going to do that. We're going to talk about the there are many verses in the Bible. There are 5 verses that your church hopes you never read. They hope you never bring to Bible study. They hope you never bring up overall. And this is what makes Christianity very, very weak as it's practiced in the mainstream context. Because this is the thing. If you have a person who is a genuine authority, they are going to embody authority, agency, power, right? They're not going to be challenged by challenge. They're going to embrace it. That's what made Jesus so charismatic and so interesting. Is he didn't just fight people that went against him. He didn't lose his sanity because someone challenged his perspective. He was like, well, this is what I know to be, and if you have a problem with it, you can, I don't know, kick a bag of rocks or something. So anyway, Jeremy says, say hi. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome. Welcome. And so in this video, we're talking about just 5. There are lots of verses in the Bible that are very challenging. And it's evidence that the Bible has been appropriated by an inferior culture. It's like if I give an iPhone to some, I don't know, to a monkey, all right? I'm just going to not even use humans. I'm not going to put down people. But if I give an iPhone to a monkey, and show it the rudimentary things, like you press this yellow dot, you get a banana. Okay, the monkey may use that iPhone in a bunch of different ways because he's a smart monkey, right? But he's never going to get to the point of like making YouTube videos and like doing research papers, all the stuff you can do on your phone. He's not going to do that. He's not going to get that far. But the capabilities of the iPhone are pretty extensive. But the monkey's going to use it to like get bananas and maybe bash a nut or something if he has a good case on it. Like he'll smash. Monkeys are very simple. And you can see that with the use of the Bible in mainstream Christianity. They use it to bash the bejesus out of you. And it's not used to build a bridge to God, but a barrier. And so we're going to talk about that. So Boogie had a very good response. He said in Hebrew, nakash is most commonly used to refer to serpent, and it can often be a symbol of a cunning or deceptive person. Okay, so this was my response. This is partially correct. My response is partially correct. So why was the serpent in the wilderness, the Nachash and the Nachash, likened to Christ on the cross? If the Nachash is a deceptive, cunning, or even a person, cunning person, deceptive, cunning person, why was Christ likened to the Nachash? All right, when he was on the cross. The Gospel of John uses the Greek word ophis or ophin, which typically refers to a serpent, snake. It's often used for the devil or Satan. And this is from Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, number 3789. Okay, Bible scholars, or even if you just have a concordance, you can look it up yourself. All right, as it is written in John 3:13 through 16, and no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man which is in heaven. And as Moses lifted up the serpent, Ophin, in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Very interesting. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then it goes on to say, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. It's the most repeated Bible verse in the Bible, John 3:16. But John 14 talks about Christ and the symbol as the serpent. And I was blown away by this when I was doing my doctoral research. I was looking through some biblical symbolism in some deep scholarly works, and I saw it was like a dictionary basically. And I looked at the word serpent, and I would think, oh, Satan, devil, Lucifer, bad guy, ooby doo doobity. And then it said serpent is a symbol of Christ. I was like, what? How was that? What? And then it gave me this reference, and I was very interested. I was very surprised by that. And so, and then I continued after repeating the verse, was Christ also a cunning, deceptive? The Nakash refers to those who bring hidden occult knowledge, i.e. sharp wit or intelligence. And so in the Garden of Eden, when Eve met this individual, it was not a snake that was talking with a mouth, eat the fruits. It's not that. The Nakash was actually a group of individuals that Eve came into contact with who were the occult at that time. They were probably, from this golden age I'm talking about. These individuals were very advanced, very understanding. They said, look, there's no such thing as death, Eve. I'm just going to let you know. And by the way, if you eat that fruit, you'll be like God. And then Jesus comes later on, we're going to talk about it, and says, no, you're not like God. You are God. Eh? It's in the Bible. Don't get mad at the messenger. All right. So this was that interaction. And I want to thank Boogie OG 100 for your